Got some Wednesday racing coming up at Saratoga. Wanted to share some of the reasons why I love DRF.com and Formulator as what I'm using here when I'm handicapping and getting ready for any races any day. Let's get to a horse who I think you can find just a lot of cool things about in Formulator. And just very quickly, let's look at the 5 here in this 8th race, and let's look at By George. So what's great is you can just one click to By George's charts and see the races that By George comes out of. So in his debut, beats a horse named Two Boss, who's come back and has run pretty well, was 3rd in the Bayshore. You can go back and look at some of the other races that By George has come out of and who By George has faced. So in career start number 2, look who he loses to. Drain the Clock. Yeah, what Drains the Clock resume look like? You can one click to Drain the Clock and see what he's done. Oh yeah, he's just a grade 1 winner who's a multiple graded stakes winner, and he's won 4 of his last 5. So you can't be too hard on By George for losing in that spot in the swale to a really sharp horse. Comes back again. It's a track that you can see is a little bit off track. It's listed as good. Then they try turf for the first time, which is what this race is over today on July the 28th. And that race on May the 21st, take a look at who By George was defeated by. Into the Sunrise. Now, Into the Sunrise, you can take a look and see that one has come back and run well. Just won a $50,000+ stakes race over at Ellis Park. So these are all really cool one-click features from Formulator to get to the charts. Then you can take a quick look and see that this jockey and trainer combo has teamed up and they performed pretty well. And then your one click to the replay where you can take a look and see what happened when By George raced last time out. And
they're in the gate.
We'll put this one on mute so we can kind of talk a little bit over it. By George drew the inside, drawing the rail, sprinting 6 furlongs. Not easy today. So you can see he's going to get off the inside. And right off the bat, when you break from the inside, you get the shuffle back a little bit. It's not this really obvious hit you over the head trouble, but it's just really sneaky for By George all the way around. Look, he's just kind of stuck down inside behind horses. He's not really able to run. He's at the mercy of what everybody else is doing. He's just kind of waiting and waiting and waiting, and he ends up finishing behind Yes and Yes, who's in this race. And you'll also notice that Yes and Yes comes back out of his race to finish second against First Level Allowance Company on July the 11th. See, still right now, By George kind of at the back of the pack, just kind of waiting, no opportunity to really stretch his legs at all, while everyone else has kind of gotten a much better chance to stretch their legs. He heads down to the inside, and now he gets a little bit of room. He gets a little bit of a chance to run, but it's over, really, for him. I mean, he's got no shot at this point. He's not going to be able to make up the kind of ground that he needs with the way this race shape was. So I think drawing out to the outside for By George, we went through some of the reasons why you could kind of look at him and maybe expect a little bit of a better effort with some sneaky trouble, some sneaky form, not too far behind Yes and Yes, who you probably think is a contender in this field. So By George is a horse who I think if you get anything around 8-1 or so, worthy of a win wager and maybe a nice horse to throw into some of your late exotics. And for me, this is what makes using DRF so easy. One click to the charts, you can get any statistics you need, and you can get one click to the race replays. It makes your handicapping really, really simple. So win or lose, for me, it's always DRF.com.